All right, let's do a CSS battle. We have a roll of toilet paper. Could be paper towels. Okay, so basically we have three pill shapes. Pill shapes I have a tendency to do as borders. That just seems easier than doing them as gradients, but the blue one, the main thing, may have a gradient as background. I mean, I could do a circle on top of a pill. Maybe that's the right thing to do. I don't know. I think I'm going to start it as a gradient. But first, we need to do the green color. I'm going to start with just a background for that. I'm going to have my body be the main thing. Is that true? Hmm. Okay, so the thing I'm running into, the white thing here, we have one on top and one underneath. If I make my body this main thing, it's going to be hard to get this underneath it. So maybe I just go straight to a paragraph tag. Border radius, 9-inch. Height 50. Oh, I would call it that. Outline 1 pixel solid. And let's have a paragraph. Okay. Margin 100. Height needs to be more. That's pretty close, actually. Looks like 102 or something. Why did that break it? Oh, that's height, not margin. Okay. Background, radial gradient. It's going to go from dark blue to light blue. It's going to be a circle, so we're going to use 1Q. Needs a size 50 pixels, and it needs to be offset minus 25 pixels. 35, 45, 40. That looks pretty good. There's that thing. And we have another paragraph tag that has a different background. It's white. That I don't see right now. Oh, it's down. Just barely on screen. Margin, let's say margin 0, minus 100, 100. Okay, there it is. Height, HT, 30 pixels, minus 1, 50, 60, 70, 65. Then this one is going to be, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to position these because obviously this is going to work for the one furthest, probably opposite from you that way. This doesn't matter. 200. Of course, I'm doing it backwards again. 200, 100. All right. We're starting to get the thing close to 20, 5, 15, 18. I can't tell with the outline. Let's try it. Anyway, we'll get it in a minute. This is going to be like 70. There's that one. And we need one more. But instead of a subsequent paragraph selector, I think I want to make this an attribute selector and make this a maybe I have to do both because they have to be different positions, but that's margin. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do an A selector, put background and height in that. Okay, now what do we have? Now we have broken stuff. Now we have slightly less broken stuff, but stuff still broken. All right. So the first paragraph tag that we have that's going to go there. That's probably not right anymore. Could have broken everything? I can't tell. Well, I mean, yes, obviously. All right. Should this be here? That didn't help. Let's see where stuff is. Outline. 1 pixel solid. This is not on screen. I managed to break everything. Okay. Oh, this needs a height. It should have a height. Its height should be 30. Let's do this. So my A selector is not working. Why is my A selector not working? Is it because it's in the paragraph? There. Okay. A selector is now working. So this needs to move down. Margin 100. And I don't remember what it was. 65? No, less. 45? 200? 0? 100. Doing it backwards again. 100. 200. Now we're starting to get somewhat close. 125 and 35. This is 60, 70. This one doesn't matter that much. That's close to the thing. It's not right, but it's close. 72. That's closer. Still not right. All right. The next one. Paragraph tag. There it is. That is controlled by, well, currently, okay. This one, let's get rid of this margin because it's just going to confuse things. This one is going to have margin 100, 102. Is that it? It was, but now that's wrong. Not 770. 5. Nope. 65. That's close. That's close. And we can see the outline through it. And then I need one more that is an A, which is this one. Margin minus 65. What am I saying? What am I saying? Interesting. Okay, where is... Interesting. Why is this doing this? Is that a more specific selector? Then this must be. Okay. How do I deal with that then? I mean, I can make it a B. Get rid of this. And do B. Margin minus 65. 0. This one doesn't matter. This one's like 200. This one's like 100. No. 200. 100. Okay, now we're getting close. 220. 2. Nope, 218. 16, 17. Out of it. And 72. Do I have any outlines? No. Let's see if that's a match. I don't know if it's a match, but it's a mess. Okay, so it works, but this is a terrible solution. We're at 13 minutes already. So, how do we make this less terrible? So, let's use our star selector here. And border radius can be on everything, that's fine. Margin can be on everything because we're rewriting it anyway. I should have a plan here. So what is my plan? My plan is to try to make the body this white thing furthest back. So background can be on that because we have to override it for this anyway. Height can be on that. Let's say margin. $100. Let's get rid of this one. Well, let's get rid of all of them. Okay, there's the body. So, margin 1. I think it's been 35, right? 135. Margin on that side, 100. This one doesn't really matter, 200. That's kind of the thing. It's not right, but that's kind of the thing. I think this one is 70, 80, 80. Other side doesn't matter. Now we put our first paragraph back. Messes this up because it has some margins that are messing things up. Where is the thing? Shows to be there. Let's okay. Let's fix this first. Height 100. Let's do margin 0. There's the thing. All right, margin minus 30. And then margin from that side's 100. 0. 100. It has no width. Oh, because the body's so narrow. Got it. So, minus 100. Yeah, that's the wrong way. I always do that. There, we're getting closer. Okay, let's make this one 50. Minus 35. And 90. Okay, then this needs to, if we push this down, we need to, if we push this down, it's going to push everything down, right? Yeah. Can we pull this back up, though? Not without pulling the other thing back up. So how do we deal with this? It has a height. All right. I only have a minute left. I'm going to stop the video, figure this out, and then I'll come back on this. All right. So I figured out I'm an idiot, which not surprising to anyone, I'm sure. So there is a much better approach to this. And I haven't done it yet. I mean, I kind of did it, but I'm going to do it again. Instead of all this garbage, and instead of that garbage, let's just do this. I'm going to figure out where I want to start. I'm going to start with the body. It's probably a mistake. All right, we're going to create the pill shape. Border radius 9 inches. Margin 100, 102, I think. Outline 1 pixel solid. Why is the border radius? No, because I can't spell. There we go. All right, that's the basic shape we have. And it's wrong. 110, 110. Okay. The trick with this is just box shadow everything. You can run into radius problems, but in this case, it's okay. So we're first going to box shadow. I don't know. I don't remember any of the values. 50 pixels. 0, 0. We're going to shrink it 35 pixels. What is that? Okay, you can see the little nub starting to stick out there. It needs to stick out more. So 70. That looks right. We can also just throw a color here and get that to be correct. 75. Nope. 65. 65. Okay. If we can do it on that side, we can do it on the other side. So let's do minus 65. 65 pixels, 0, 0, minus 35 pixels. Now we have a nub on the other end. Good. Now we need a couple more things to happen. We're going to do inset box shadow. And I am not as good at these as I want to be. That's okay. We're going to say, I don't know, 20 pixels. Oops, that's nice. 20 pixels, 0, 0. Let's start with 0. Okay, we see a thing starting to happen here. I'm going to turn off this button. We see that starting to happen there. Now we want that, kinda, but we want it to be different. So let's try minus 20, which brings it in from the other side. Now let's try way more than minus 20. Let's try minus 80. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now we need another one. And I'm going to get these all out of order. I don't remember. I did have a working version. I don't remember what order stuff was in. Inset. Let's say 20 pixels. 0, 0. I don't remember the values. Minus. Let's do 20 pixels. And we can't see that thing at all. Minus 20 is wrong. There's the thing that I'm looking for. Okay. So the minus 20 is going that way. This one's got that way. If this is word bigger, 30, 35. Minus 40, 80. Okay, this is exactly wrong, but it's something. Now order becomes important. Order is always important on these. Maybe that one goes first. And I've broken everything. Okay, now we're seeing through on part of it, but we're still not seeing this one. Maybe that was wrong. We need another one as well. Right, this is a nub. This is a nub. This is not. So we need one that is inset 10 pixels just because I need something 0, 0, 0, red. And let's make this one green and make this one blue. Okay. Something is out of order. The green thing needs to be this color. The blue thing needs to be this color. Now we still have a red thing that needs to move. Let's make this 50, 80, and get rid of its color, which will make it white. Let's get rid of the outline. I have two color declarations. I don't need all of these zeros. That one I need. I don't need all of these zeros. That one I need. All right. Let's unit replace, minify, submit, and see if that's actually a match. That is a match. 172 characters, not great. We can play with some of the pixel values and see if we can get them to work in Qs. 69Q. And 35 pixels. That's under my head, sorry. That one worked. Let's try 37Q. Can we get rid of the leading hash? We can. Still working. 100 is 25%. And now that this is a thing, why can't we just take all of this and put it up there? And then, I don't know what's going to be cheaper, the background or just adding a box shadow. Box shadows stack from which direction? They stack. I don't know. I'm just going to put it on the end and see if it works. 0.0009" green. That covers everything. So it needs to go first. Maybe. Yeah, that should be working. So let's get rid of it. Semicolon there. Put it here, comma. Did I have it right before? I'm just not smart enough to know it. No. Oh, you know why? That's why. Because the body was drawing over it because I was using star selector. We can also get rid of that. Minify, submit, prettify. 161. We can play with some colors. Let's see about the green because it's going to be the easiest. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. See about the green. 7 away. Let's see on green. Well, white's white. Yeah, none of the others are going to work, I don't think. All right. We're going to call it at 161. Oh, last one didn't match, did it? Submit. Maybe the 37Q doesn't work. Is that what it was? 35 pixels? Five pixels. 35 pixels. Hmm. All right. Let's go back to the last one that matched. Load. Interesting. So this one matches, right? Yes. All right, let's make this ampersand selector and move this stuff up there. That all still matches. Now, if I remove background, it's obviously not going to match, but if I remove background and put shadow, maybe it will. So let's comment that out. And 0.009" color. That doesn't match. That's interesting. Huh. I don't know if I've seen that before. Let's see what the previewer says. I mean, doesn't look any worse than the other way of doing it, right? If I comment this line, and I can't, this isn't the same editor. Let's make sure that I'm not being a complete idiot, just a partial idiot like normal. Semicolon there. Put this back. That matches, I think. Yeah. I don't get that one. It is what it is. Minify, submit. 165. Thanks for watching. See you next time.